Hey everyone, welcome to AlphaCars and Motorcycles. My name is Ian, and today I have a very special BMW to share with you. This is a 1986 E24 BMW 635CSi, and yes, it is a 5-speed manual, and it does have a limited slip differential. So in this video, we're going to talk about really how special this car is, how special the history of it is, how we acquired it here, and go over the glorious condition it's in. So if you're a new watcher here at AlphaCars, welcome. We share motoring content daily like this immaculate 635. So definitely hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. But now let's take a deep dive into this BMW. First, let me start out by saying there is a lot of information on this car, and I'm going to try to highlight everything in this video, but if you really want to learn every little small detail about this car, definitely take a look at our listing on our website, alphacars.com. It'll pop up in the video right now for you to click on. But I have my cheat sheet here, I call it, because of all this information. I'd probably have to prepare weeks to memorize all this. So starting out the ownership history, this is a one-owner car. You know, we think of a car that's even a 2019 or a 2016, and we see it only has one owner. We're like, wow, like this is a good car. I want to try to learn more about this. It's really a desirable car. So a car from 1986 being a one-owner car and in this immaculate condition, you just know it was cared for, and this is really, you know, this could be a collector's item. This can be a driver. The first owner really thoroughly enjoyed this car, and it runs and drives amazing. So like I said, it is a one-owner car. It was purchased new in February of 1986 out of Massachusetts. And the one owner, he was super meticulous. He kept all the historical records and service records. I believe we have like the window sticker from the car originally, a huge book of records. He spent, I believe, north of $15,000 and just like service and maintenance on it, just always making sure any little item was taken care of as it popped up. And we have a full breakdown of even recent service history, I believe since 2015, just in the listing you can read. And of course, if you contact us, we're happy to provide the additional, share with you the additional, you know, service items. And of course, all this is included with the car, with the sale of the car. So why is this E24 chassis or body, you know, so iconic? Well, from our research, in 1985, when they released the 1986 model year, this was the most expensive car in BMW's lineup. From our research, it was $4,500 more than the equivalent 7 Series, which is, of course, a very much bigger four-door, you know, their biggest kind of luxury sedan. So I find that, you know, very interesting, and it really remained a flagship vehicle for a good while. And of course, with that straight 6 engine, you know, that engine has been the longest running production engine in BMW's history, and it's so sorted, and it runs so good, especially for the year. It's quite, the design and the technology of everything is really quite good. Now let's talk about some of the factory options this car has. I did mention it is a 5-speed. It does have a limited slip differential. It has the sport seats for the front driver and passenger, and they are electric with memory function. And then it has the onboard computer too as well. So the interior is a really nice place to be. The seats are very comfortable and they have a nice bolstering. In just a few minutes, I will take the camera and show you around the car and its condition. And I mean, you can even see the paint. I'm sorry about the reflection in the paint of our bay doors here, but I will get it outside. We can get a look at it, you know, in the natural light, and I'll show you every square inch of this car. But first, let's take a quick look at it close up in our showroom. Now with the camera in hand, I will show you we actually have an 840, another awesome BMW from the same era. But now let's take a close look at the 635, and I will mention while we take a walk around it here in the showroom, just a couple other notable things. Since we acquired it from the original owner, we've actually put a little over $8,000 in it in value-added improvements, really just getting it ready to be enjoyed by the next owner. Of course, we went through the car very thoroughly, and it's had a multi-stage paint correction, undercarriage detailing, and rust prevention treatment. The underside, I did say the car, was sold in Massachusetts originally, but the underside is immaculate. It looks like it was never driven in the winter conditions. So I will, whether it be in this video or I'll link the next video showing the underbody, we will do an underbody segment to show you that. We detailed the engine compartment as well. And of course, with the car of this age, there was just some various other kind of service items just to take care of so then the next owner won't have to worry about it. And I will mention the tires. Front and rear, they're at 90% material, and they are a period correct, hard to find tire. It's a Michelin TRX. So it's in a 220/55 VR390. So it's actually in millimeters and not inches for the rim diameter. We can see that right there. And we can see the kind of tread pattern. They look awesome, they look period correct, but they're not as old as the car, they're like new. So as I mentioned, we really went through the car and made sure everything is really done properly and up to BMW standards of when, when the car was made. The brakes are in wonderful shape as well. Those have 90% material front and rear remaining, and we can even see in there how clean the rotor surface is. And the car, overall, it is factory original paint, except for the bottom. So pretty much from this trim panel running down the side of the car, just for the fender, door, and bottom edge of the quarter panel, just this section right here. So this section, in this section, that was professionally refinished. We decided to just make sure the car looks its best. As I said, this is a driver. The original owner really did enjoy this car. So we wanted to just make sure all the edges of our original panels are all in their best shape, as there was some light, just kind of like rock chips and stuff. So we just wanted to give it a fresh coat of factory matched paint and refinish it properly. So then there's gonna be no issues down the line of rust forming, in the common areas like the edges of the fender. So same thing on this side, but honestly, you could never, you really can't tell by eye. You just have to know about it. The paint meter does read a bit thicker right there, but the rest of the car, the paint meter readings are consistent. You can just see how well the paint presents. It's all very beautiful. And I will mention as well, all the trims, the chrome trims, which on a car of this age, they're not plastic. These are metal. And whenever you remove these, they always bend and they never really are the same again. But all these are like arrow straight. We can see they haven't been messed with, or they've just been replaced if maybe they were removed at some point. And all the gaskets are all, the rubber is not dry rotted or cracked. It's not hardened. It's still pliable. Same thing with our rear window. If you look down the trim, it all just really presents beautifully. And same thing, the gasket, like I can kind of pick it up with my fingernail there. You can see the gasket just really is still pliable, presents really quite beautifully. So now that I've covered a few of the last service items to talk about and shown you generally some of the kind of highlights of things I wanted to point out, I'm gonna get it outside now so we can see it in the natural light, and I'm gonna really just show you every square inch of this. I'm gonna show you in the interior. The lighting is gonna be much better outside to show you the interior. All the door edges, the door jambs. We're gonna go into the trunk and the trunk's cargo compartments and the original spare tire in there. So I'm gonna move it outside and then we'll resume the video there. And now with it outside, let's just admire this 635. It's really quite a beautiful car. The paint is in such nice shape. So I'm gonna do a walk around of the exterior and then we're gonna open the trunk and start from there. It's got these awesome kind of bigger slash cut exhaust tips. They look great. Car sounds great too. It's not loud. I believe it was just the tips that were custom done. The rest of the system is factory. So really quite a pretty car. So now let's pop the trunk and start our adventure through this BMW. I may mention too, even our spoiler, still nice and malleable, not cracked or hardened. The whole latch system works beautifully. You can see the condition of the upholstery. It's kind of leather or vinyl. And then we have the factory toolkit, and it is complete. I believe it's complete. Mostly complete. We have even some of the original bulbs and extra fuses. What is this here? A couple extra fuses. A headlight bulb, I believe. A little rag, I'm guessing, to handle the bulbs with, to replace them so you don't get your the oils from your fingers on them. And we can see all the tools. It looks like they're really never used. It's really quite amazing. We know the factory toolkits on cars, as soon as they get used, you can kind of tell, and they kind of start to rust once you get the oils from your hands on them. Now check out the condition of this trunk. I mean, 1986, I've detailed many cars that are 1 year old, and the upholstery and the cloth in the trunk is already destroyed, to be honest. So really quite impressive. And I will mention, this will be included with the car, but we did roll it up. The previous owner, as I said, he was very meticulous. This is like a piece of I believe, commercial carpet that he custom cut to the trunk floor. So this is what lived, and he put things on, which is why this trunk is so preserved, part of the reason. So we wanted to show, obviously, the original material, but that is rolled up and is included if the next owner would like that. And the car does have a K&N panel filter. So what this is the original box with the original paper filter from the car. That is included. As I said, you figure most people might just throw away the stock one and throw away the boxes. This owner, he kept the original boxes, put the stock filter in there, and then we also have a recharge kit included to clean, because this is reusable, to clean that and recharge it with the kind of filtration oil it uses. Taking a look at the trunk jambs, beautiful condition. Once again, all the rubber is in really nice shape. As I show you that, as well as the hinges for the trunk, very smooth. And I'm going to try to get the right angle for you, but I'm going to show you the kind of underside of the trunk lip, if I can get the camera to focus there. It's kind of a common area from, you drive in the winter from the salt and even kind of the wake of grit behind the car. That will, a lot of times you see cars, the bottom edge of the trunk or the hatch will start rusting and chipping and then rusting, and there's none of that here at all. You can see all the corners of the trunk, not even a spot of corrosion. It's really quite amazing. This car genuinely gets me excited. I love this car. I love this era of BMWs in the their design. So now pulling up the trunk mat here, we can see the condition of the original wheel, spare wheel, sorry. And it is a full size, so I believe I can take this off by hand for you. Place that to the side. So we can see it is a full-size original equipment wheel. And I'm going to remove this to show you the unibody, the car's body underneath that. So just give me 1 second because I cannot do this one-handed. And now with that removed, we can see there's no corrosion or rust to speak of in the spare tire well. I believe this chassis might be affected, but on the E30 chassis cars, I believe the spare tire well was a common area to kind of rust out when the car was driven in those kind of salty, wet conditions. And we can see the condition of the spare. There's no dry cracking or anything. And the original wheel is in really pretty much perfect shape as well. So now I'm gonna put this back in there and button things up, and we'll continue into the interior. And now I have the trunk button backed up, and I'll show you the trunk closing. Very satisfying thud and very smooth. So now let's take a look. You can hear how well that latch works. Actual metal door handles. It's pretty awesome. Showing you the condition of the sills, door jambs. Wonderful shape. The underside of the doors. Door gaskets. The latch. Even the carpet, we can see the striping our detailer did on some of the carpet on the door. We have, looks like the original service booklet there. The glove box is nice and clean, and we have a page alert system. I looked that up, couldn't find a whole lot of information, but that was really a state-of-the-art alarm system. So that's included as well. I don't believe it's hooked up, but that is included as well with the car. We can see how much the original owner cared. I believe, in the 80s when that was installed, you could, it came with a little pager to have on your belt that would alert you if someone was messing with your car. So pretty awesome, if you ask me. So now we can see the functions of the seat work beautifully. Now if I fold it forward, you can see the condition of the seat, the back of it. Such nice condition. I love these rear seats. There's no center console. I believe this is an ashtray. And we have a armrest here. Kind of looks like a couch back here, but a sporty couch, so to speak. We can see they're almost like bucket seats you sink down into. Really awesome. And on all the glass, there is the BMW logo and part number and stamp. So I believe all the glass is original as well. So really just quite amazing. Putting the seat back, latches beautifully how it should. And just taking a look at the carpet condition of all of our switches with these adjustable seats. So we can see, let's see here. All the functions work beautifully. Even the adjustable headrest is electric. And the back, sorry, it's kind of an awkward angle for me here, but the back electric functions work beautifully as well. Let's go around to our driver's side, where we'll give it the same treatment. Latch works beautifully. Checking out the condition. The jambs there. Bottom side of the door. Original factory stickers on there. Once again, the rubber's in great shape, nice and pliable, seals great, not crumbling. Condition is awesome. I love the dash and the steering wheel, that the kind of BMW M colors right there, and the 3-spoke sporty wheel. I love a good 3-spoke steering wheel. Gauges. Got our kind of warning or information cluster there. Of course, 3 pedals, but even look at the carpet. It doesn't look like even anyone drove it. And this car does, I believe it has, we'll check it when we start it. I believe it has a little over 100,000 miles on it. But usually all the carpet from having your foot here, usually all this is very kind of worn down and even like ripped in some cars. And I mean, even on the dead pedal, I see no, or the footrest, I see no signs of that. So it's really quite amazing. Really took care of the car. Same thing. All of our seat functions work beautifully. This folds forward like so. All the latches and mechanisms work very smoothly. Folding this back, you can see the memory function right here. Very cool. And same thing, I'll show you the headrest going up and down. You can see the seat back. Whole seat moves forward and back. If I get a good angle for you. So all the functions work beautifully. And once again, the condition of all the switches are very nice as well for the age. It does have an aftermarket, just radio in there, just for some modern features. And even all of our climate control functions, everything. I believe this is our computer that it comes with, so we have some, I don't want to say data logging, but there's some functions there to track certain parameters of your drive. Another ashtray in here. So now I'm gonna hop in and start it up and show you. This is a cold start, by the way. You can see the needles all the way in the cold. I literally, like 20 minutes ago, moved it outside, and that was the first time I ran it for the day. So we'll start it. And look at that. It starts like my 2019 Volkswagen. Idles beautifully. I'm sorry for the little bit of glare on the instrument cluster. I shut the door, it's a little bit better. So we can see the lights on for the parking brake, because I've got that on. But idles very smoothly. It looks like 113,000 miles. So, you know, these engines are very well known in the BMW community, in the BMW world. I forget what model code the engine is, but I do know with the timing chain in the design. Open the hood here. With the timing chain and the design, these engines are known really to go north of 200 or even 300,000 miles, which is normal maintenance. So now taking a look in our engine bay. First, let me start in the nose of the car and just show you how clean everything is in here. This is a common area that can have some corrosion. That's really not a normal area that gets cleaned, and it collects a lot of stuff. So all very nice. You can see some of the original diagrams there. Same thing, the rain tray, all the rubber is in great shape. All the wiring looms. Just letting you have a good look at it here. Can never stare at an engine bay too long, in my opinion. Looking at the hood, you can see no corrosion. These are words to live by. Use genuine parts if you want to protect your investment. Inside of the hood. Even the hood insulation, like I've seen hood insulation on cars less than 5 or 10 years old that falls apart or is falling off the hood, and this is all in awesome shape. Really tells you how well the car was designed and built. And once again, even on the windshield, if I can get the right angle for you, I'm not sure if the camera's going to focus on that with the glare, but there is a BMW part number and BMW stamp there on the glass. And I love this clear cover on the fuse box. I think I might take a nice focused picture of that. Might look very nice. But yeah, so now that you've seen the engine compartment, I love this forward opening hood. Another cool feature, you don't slam it, you don't shut it normally, you just set it down. And then all you do is push this lever forward and it kind of sucks it in and clamps it down. Really cool. I like the design there. Lots of cool things to always kind of keep learning about this car. So that will do it for this video. I will have a separate video showing the underbody condition and a test drive where we'll get some drive-bys. You can hear the sound of it, shifting through the gears, riding along, seeing my thoughts on it. But for the main condition kind of overview, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 978-263-9000. And definitely, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, give the listing on our website a read. You'll learn a lot from that, and it'll be very clear in there as well if it's sold, and it'll even have pricing on there too. So this has been Ian reporting from our Boxborough location, and until next time.